Space Jam 2 rumors continue. I'm going to have to, actually, before I continue with the story, I'm going to have to put it as homework for you that you watch Space Jam.
Okay.
Within the next 2 years, you have to watch Space Jam.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been watching.
Yeah, he hasn't seen Space Jam.
I watched 3 episodes of Billions last night. I'll get to it.
It's not a rough watch, Space Jam. So, just take an afternoon, maybe watch it with your son. Just for research purposes, you need to be able to talk about it. So according to the Hollywood Reporter, some of the league stars won't be joining LeBron in the film. They noted Under Armour athlete Steph Curry and Adidas's James Harden likely won't be in because of shoe rivalries. That's how deep this goes.
Yeah.
The Nike is essential to the Space Jam franchise. So, Kevin Durant would be an obvious choice, but he likely won't be in the movie either because he is pursuing his own Hollywood efforts.
Well, yeah, his brand is called something 35, Media 35 or something. He's got his own Hollywood deal.
So he's likely not going to be in the movie. So who's going to be on the Space Jam team then? So there's Kyrie, it's a possibility, Paul George, Westbrook.
How about Kyle Kuzma?
Kyle Kuzma is with Nike.
How about Lonzo Ball? How about a teammate?
I don't think Lonzo's signed with Nike yet.
Okay. I was just wondering
but speaking of teammates, Anthony Davis is with Nike, and he's also with Clutch.
God.
The report also says that LeBron's family life will be a more central focus of the movie than a large cast of NBA stars.
Now, I like that. So LeBron's family's part of it. Then I'll watch it.
I'm very interested to see
I'm into LeBron's family. I like that.
The storyline of this movie is, because it's not really a sequel. I don't know. We'll see. So Kevin Durant gave us lots of content in December when he decided to call the environment around LeBron toxic, which fueled some speculation the Lakers could miss out on signing some top free agents this summer. Well, during his exit interview with reporters yesterday, Lonzo Ball pushed back on KD's comments.
It was a dream come true for me. Hopefully I could have played more games with him. But just watching him my whole life, it's everything I thought it would be. He's not only a great basketball player, but just a person. Looked at him like a big brother. And, obviously his IQ's off the chart, so he's not hard to play with at all.
No, I think I go with KD on this. I think it's viewed as toxic to a lot of people in the league, executives,
toxic
coaches.
Is a very strong word.
It is.
Which I do not like to throw around in the sports atmosphere lightly. Because there are a lot of very toxic environments. I don't know that Magic quitting had anything specifically to do with LeBron. Although, I guess you could say that the environment as a whole is LeBron.
I think the Lakers are dysfunctional, not toxic.
Yes.
So when you put
that is the word I would use. There are some sports franchises out there that I would quickly label as a toxic environment, as not good for anyone that works there.
Knicks for years was toxic.
Yes, there's several others that you could easily label as that. But Lonzo clearly had I don't know if it's clearly, but he's saying that he had a good experience. I don't know what reason he has to lie at this point.
By the way, I have a good KD scoop next hour. Got a little info last night on KD. Fascinating info.
Big
I think
J
you'll
journalism?
like it. Small J.
Okay. And finally, Jack Del Rio has been making a lot of comments this week. And after talking about Russell Wilson, Del Rio was asked about Antonio Brown. He said, "I love the talent, but Antonio Brown has clearly shown that he's going to be a pain in the ass. Those aren't the things that are indicative of a good teammate. The working hard and being a good player definitely helps the team, which is why he'll continue to get chances to be special until his skills deteriorate. That's when people will get tired of him." It's a bit strong.
This is one of these. I would rather be right than first. I think it could be a problem.
Here's the thing. I think that everything that's going on with the Steelers and Antonio Brown and the back and forth, and there's a whole lot more, which we'll get to later. There's more, I wouldn't say bickering, but shots being thrown back and forth between the Steelers and former Steelers and Antonio Brown, and it looks like a mess. But I think that it's just the off season. There's still a little bit of emotions going on here. Once the season starts and he is fully invested in the Raiders and the Steelers are doing what they do, all this is going to go away. I don't really see how a talent I think we're all forgetting what Antonio Brown's talent level is.
No, he's great.
And when Derek Carr is healthy, he is actually also a very talented quarterback.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have a good season this year, and I think it was the right move for the Raiders, and clearly it was the right move for the Steelers. I'm
giving the Steelers the edge right now. Getting him out and getting 2 draft picks.
Oh, no, they did not lose in this situation. I mean, they lost an incredible talent, obviously, and those draft picks could end up being nothing, but clearly this situation was too toxic for both sides to continue, so it was the right move.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Line News.
Let's bring on the Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio, right after mine, 3 to 6 Eastern, and noon to 3 Pacific. Podcast on the Herd Podcast Network, All Ball with Doug Gottlieb. All right, by the way, the whole toxic thing with LeBron James, what do you make of that?
Well, where to begin here? Okay, so they go from 17-10 on a trajectory to be a top 3 seed in the playoffs, and then a litany of injuries. And upon his return, they lose to 3 or 4 of the worst teams in the NBA. He doesn't sit with the team. During injury, he didn't work out with the team. The coach, his job is very much up in the air. The general manager, who is inarguably the greatest Laker of all time, walked in and quit before the last game of the season. Free agents apparently don't want to go there, even though it's LA and the Lakers, and they have plenty of money to spend.
Yeah, they got a lot of money.
And that's not toxic. By definition, what is happening with the Los Angeles Lakers has a high level of toxicity. Like, Kevin Durant could not have nailed it. In addition, what he was actually talking about was how he's covered, which is accurate, where everyone else has gotten the blame. Everyone else falls on a sword. Rob Pelinka's probably going to get fired. Magic fired himself. Jeannie Buss, people are like, she doesn't know what he's doing. Luke Walton's going to get fired. All of these players are going to be gone. No one blames LeBron James. Well, LeBron got hurt. Okay, fine. The point is that when he was back, they lost to Memphis, they lost to Phoenix. Like, he did play in these games.
Yeah, they were bad.
And receives very little, if any, of the blame. It's toxic. It's a toxic environment, and it wasn't toxic before LeBron James arrived. They created a space for him to create a new team. So Kevin Durant nailed it, and that's the main reason why players want to stay away. Kyrie Irving didn't dislike playing with LeBron James. Like, LeBron would give Kyrie Irving the freedom to take
it was Kyrie's best basketball.
It's all the rest. It's all the rest. It's all the rest of the stuff. It's just not fun to go to work.
You know, I had a source within the Miami Heat said this one time. LeBron's made $260 million playing basketball. And one of the Miami, I heard this before LeBron left Miami, that they said, LeBron's guys are working you for every nickel. They think you're fighting him. And it's like, bro, we're all family here. You don't argue about nickels and dimes with family. We're all good here. That LeBron's group, sometimes you feel like you're fighting them, not working with them. You're on eggshells. And I like the guys in LeBron's group. I like Rich Paul. I like.
You're trying to get in the new Space Jam? You're trying to be the Jim Rome character? LeBron, what was that? Oh, you haven't seen the movie Space Jam, so you don't know the small cameo.
I do believe, like for instance, there's rumors today about Kobe taking over the Lakers. And I'm like, that's not going to happen, Ryan.
No chance. Kobe is done with basketball. Kobe's brilliant. Like, again, think of how we look at Magic Johnson now. Right? Think about how we look at Magic Johnson now.
Yeah.
Almost like a clown-like character, right? Where he tries to convince us that his smile, I want to get back to being Magic Johnson. Like, dude, wait a second. Now we start to go, wait, Magic failed as a coach. Magic failed as a talk show host. Magic failed twice as an analyst twice. NBC and ESPN. He was awful as an analyst. And so, but based upon what happened last, now we almost clown Magic.
Well, yeah,
listen, for people who aren't old enough to remember, Magic Johnson is arguably the greatest player of all time.
No,
There's an argument to be made. He is the greatest player of all time.
The gap between Michael and Magic has always been way closer. He got to 9 finals. Now, he didn't win them all because there was another dynasty on the other coast.
2 on the other coast, and he was fighting off the Twin Towers in Houston.
Yeah, it was
Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers, and of course his career was cut short because he contracted the HIV. Right? So. Look, Magic Johnson is arguably, I don't believe he is, but there's an argument to be made there. He's the greatest player of all time, and he and Larry Bird saved the NBA.
Yeah, that's
he's the greatest Laker of all time.
Yeah.
He had the most dynamic personality we had ever seen on a basketball floor.
I can still argue it's the best ever.
Because he came back, and look, this is a job he wanted. Remember, he stabbed Jim Buss in the back on national TV time and again, saying he wanted to run the Lakers. And he did, and he's run them off the road. But Kobe's brilliant. Right now, Kobe is viewed as the greatest Laker of all time. There's still people clamoring for Kobe to come back. Kobe was ever bit the disaster, the PR disaster, signing that terrible contract with the late Dr. Jerry Buss. when he was coming off of Achilles tendon surgery, but because the last time he stepped on the floor in a Lakers uniform, he scored 60 points and then had a great speech and said, Mamba out. Like, Kobe's brilliant, dude. The Pelinka thing's not going to work. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He wants to be a movie and book and digital kind of icon. That's what he wants to be. Quincy Jones. He doesn't want any part of this.
Well, that's a good guy to want to be. Quincy's had a heck of a career.
But it's like, look, I've done that. I've moved on. Whether he emotionally has moved on, he's going to lead you to believe he has, because he looks at Magic Johnson. He's like, dude, they're killing Magic. What would they do to me if it doesn't work with LeBron? And by the way, every time LeBron fails, Kobe Bryant looks better.
All right, stay here. Doug Gottlieb, back in a second. Got a lot of things to ask him about, including who will take over the Lakers, Dirk and Wade, if they were coming out today. More with Doug in a second. The IRS is warning about a scam email that comes with the attachment labeled tax account transcript.